Hello, everyone. My name's Gail Ruffin, and Karen has asked me to speak a little bit tonight on having an open house or I guess you would call it, I call mine a spring fling event here at my home, just to share the new products and the new recipes with some of my local customers. And now you can also do this as a virtual event, but I like to do a live event when possible so that everybody can actually get together and get their hands on the new products, not only see them, but touch them and maybe even see how some of them work. So I had a great event the last week of February, but it's not too late to schedule an event like this right now. This is the first week of March, and people are still super, super excited. Not everybody has seen the new products yet. So this would be a great time to put something together in the next week or two to help you get your business really going strong for the spring. So what I did was I just looked at my calendar. I set a date that worked well for me and picked a time. I had mine start from at 5 p.m. and it was supposed to be over at 7. Most folks had left by 7, but I still had a few people that hung around, still talking and visiting and having a good time. So we were basically finished up by 8, except for the cleanup. And so anyway, but just, you have to plan ahead when you want to do something like this, but it doesn't really take that long to get something together. Now, you do have to invite people. And the way I chose to invite, I used our customer connection email system that we have through the website, Pampered Chef website. And so I just sent emails out to everyone about that I was having a little get together at my house. I was going to have all the new spring products here for them to look at, the new catalogs, and also we were going to have a recipe tasting. I have done this for the last several years. I usually do one in the spring and one in the fall when the new catalogs come out, and people love to come and sample some of the new recipes. And I even ask them to give me a rating on the recipes from 1 to 5. And I always make a joke and say, well, a 5 would be excellent. You would want to have that, add that maybe to your dinner rotation and have that several times a month, or with a 1 being you wouldn't even feed it to your dog. And so they always get a laugh out of that. But I just gave them an index card like this, and they just wrote down that I had the names of all the recipes labeled, out in the kitchen when they were serving themselves. So they would write down the names of the recipes. And then after they sampled, they would give it a rating. And I also asked them, I said, give me some suggestions on it. What do you think? What does it need? And so they took this job very seriously. And I really got some great feedback from a lot of people on my cards. And so it was very interesting. And so that way it helps me actually, because then I know which recipes would go over well when I do a live cooking party in a crowd. So, you want to know those things before you do choose a recipe for your cooking shows. So anyway, let's talk a little bit about what happens on the night of the party. Now, you don't want to wait until that day to do all the cooking. I actually chose 3 main dish recipes that I did from our New Season's Best. And then I did 1 appetizer, and I did 2 desserts. And of course, I did not need to wait until the day of the event to start cooking. So I found things that I could do ahead of time. I actually made the desserts all the day before. I did a lot of prepping for the other things. If you had vegetables to chop, onions, peppers, those kinds of things, I had a lot of that. And so you can do all that ahead of time and just store that in your fridge. And then it saves some time the next day when you actually start putting everything together. You want to try to be ready to go on time, of course, because I will just have to say, I was surprised. I invited lots and lots of people, but I think I had either 12 or 13 people that attended. A couple people brought guests with them. I always encourage them to do that as well. And so anyway, but we had a great time. They were actually standing at my door at 5 o'clock to get in. Most of them were here right on time. And so when they came in, I did have a table set up over at the side with the new products displayed. And if you don't have all the new products, or if you only have a few, that's okay. Get out some of your favorite products. Maybe get out some of the tools that you use to prepare these the food, and just have lots of products out for them to look at, because many times people that actually come, they haven't seen all the products that we already had. So if you have some of the new ones, that's great. But if you don't, you have a wonderful catalog to use, right? And I know my crowd, they came in, they looked at the products on the table, and they grabbed a catalog and wanted to go sit down and start browsing through the catalog right away. There's nothing like a new catalog to get people excited about Pampered Chef products. So anyway, they came in. I was finishing up a couple last minute things on a couple of dishes, so they all got comfy and started looking at catalogs, looking at the new products, and then we started the line to go through and get some samples. It went really well. People were laughing and joking and having a good time. I think that's one reason I really love to do cooking parties, is because people have missed that interaction and talking about what products they have and how they use theirs. Let's see, what else did we do? Something else is I always have have prizes. I have done this lots of different ways. I have given away door prizes like every 15 minutes. I set a timer and do that. I did not do that this time, but that's something I've done in the past. But I did give everybody a Season's Best cookbook for coming, and it was not the new one because I wasn't able to order those yet. It was an older one, but it didn't matter. We have several different Season's Best available that you can purchase on the supply order that are cheaper. And I think some of them run about 60 cents a piece. So that was a nice gift for them. And I had several different ones. They got to pick which one they wanted. And then also, I did want to give them an opportunity to shop, but I did tell them up front, I said, now this is not a buying event, but of course, I'm not going to turn down an order if you have one for me. And it's really funny. I think everybody that was here, except for one person, placed an order. And so that was good for me because that helped bump my sales up at the end of February. But I do always use this as a booking event because it's, that's just a great thing. When they're here together and they're visiting and having fun, that's a good time to ask about having a party. And I do offer something special, a special gift of some sort, just something that I usually add to the hostess order if they want to book. And I did get a booking from the party, actually 2. And then, and then of course, the business is also very important to make sure that they knew about that. And we didn't know what the special was going to be for March when I did my party, because it was the last week of February. So, but I did have a girl here that I had been talking with quite a bit about the business. And when she saw that mixer on display, she was like, oh my goodness, I have to have that. And I said, well, Sandy, you know that you can get that anytime when you host a party. And we did know that the host special for March was going to be 60% off of anything your choice. And I said, if you want to book a party for March, then you can get this mixer at 60% off with at least a $200 order. She's like, oh my gosh, I'm definitely having a party. Well, her party actually then turned into her deciding to join the business, because she had been thinking about it anyway. And when she saw the consultant special for March, she decided, hey, I'm just going to go ahead. She'd been thinking about selling anyway. So she is now my newest team member. So you never know what an event like an open house like this is going to turn into. She's not the only person that I've ever signed up to join my team at one of these events. I've also done it several other times in past years. But it's just a great event. I think that everybody should try to host one of these, because it can make such a difference in your business. My March is well booked. I'm still looking for a few more, and I'm still looking for a few more team members. But, it's gotten me excited again about my business and about, and about sharing my love of Pampered Chef with everybody else. So I highly encourage everyone to set up some type of an open house. Yeah, and like I said, make a fun name for it, Spring Fling, or spring into spring with the new products, whatever you want to call it. But make it be yours, and just have fun with it. Even if you don't get any sales, even if you don't get a booking, it's still going to be a great time for you and your customers to get together and enjoy what Pampered Chef has to offer. Let's see. I was going to say one other thing about inviting. You do want to know who's coming. You don't want to plan up a bunch of food if you don't have anybody that responds. And that has happened to me. but that didn't stop me from trying it again. So, see what happens. Put your, send some invitations out through Customer Connection. If you have a VIP group, definitely, advertise this in your VIP group or even on your personal wall. I did all of those 3 ways to get people here. If you use Project Broadcast, you can definitely send out invitations through that. But, word of mouth is great. I'll usually offer a prize when someone comes and brings a guest. I give them some little thing for bringing a guest. So, there's different ways like that you can really encourage your attendance, and usually it'll turn out really nice. And even if you only have 5 or 6 people, it's still a great time. So try this. I encourage you to try it, and please let us know how it goes. I think that, I think you'll have a good time with it, and it will make your business be much stronger. So anyway, thanks for letting me share. And if you have any questions about anything, you can comment, and I will look back and try to answer those as best I can. But have a great spring selling season. See you soon.